of what is our target or mission, we have always kept to what we wanted to do from the outset, which is to promote Africa. So how do we do that? Every year we choose a theme.
How do you choose?
The committee meets, and we look at history. We look at what we have done in the past. The themes that we choose dwell on either important achievements made in Africa or important personalities who have uplifted the name and image of Africa. For example, there was a year we celebrated the legacy of Nelson Mandela. All over the world, he's a figure, an icon that everybody knows. We celebrate the diligence, the dignity of African women. Sometimes people do not understand the role that women play. And sometimes they are underrated. But on 2 occasions, actually, we've celebrated the role of women in Africa. We have also looked at the youth of Africa. Yeah, so sportsmen of Africa, our artists. But it's not about personalities or groups of people only. We also look at the natural environment of Africa. So last year, we spoke about tourism in Africa. And there are years where we have also celebrated the hospitality of Africa, which is something that Africa shares very much in common with the Sultanate of Oman. Yeah. So we meet as a committee and we brainstorm and we look at what is happening. This year, we chose to celebrate investment opportunities in Africa. And I think somewhere in the corner of our mind, we were thinking of something that happened at the African Union. That was last year. The African Union got together and crafted what is known as the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. This agreement is supposed to create a free trade area which includes all 55 member states of the African Union. I would say, politics cuts across even some of these things you've mentioned, but it depends on how you look at it. So the politics of Africa is complicated because there are people who think that Africa is a country, by the way. Okay, so but it's like I said, the African Union is made up of 55 different African countries, and in each country you will find different political realities. There are countries that are making advanced developments in terms of what is called democracy, freedom, progress, elections. No problems, they have the elections and everything. There are countries where there are no elections, there's some kind of dictatorship. There are countries that are emerging, There are countries where you have revolutions. We've had, I don't want to mention names, but you can put 2 and 2 together. So for each of them, we don't have that mandate to make comments or to come in and make judgments in terms of what is going on and what should be done. However, I believe that that is the responsibility of the African Union. We're just a group of volunteers here, people who love our continent, and we want to promote what is good. If we go into politics, there will be no Africa Day here. Politics is something that divides Africa most of the time, so we try to avoid that. Not because we want to sweep these things under the carpet, but because we feel there are people who are better placed to deal with those issues, the politicians, and also, because we come from different parts of Africa, our opinions cannot represent what is happening on the ground. I cannot sit here and comment on what's happening in South Africa, even in Nigeria, because it will be seen as being one-sided somehow. It will be biased because you are either a man or you're a Christian, or you're a Muslim, or because even you are living abroad. Your opinions have been formed by your experiences from outside. You need to be there. So we try to avoid that, and believing that whatever political issues that need to be fixed or discussed have better platforms where they can be taken care of.